Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do part 2 of the Posh coloring book inspired by nature by Marjolein Bastin. We're doing the little squirrel page. We got all 4 trees done. We have like little green land back here with some blue water. This actually here, this little is a tree stump. Give you a lot of detail there, don't they? A couple of rocks. You got grass growing here. We have a branch that we probably should have colored with moss growing on it. Moss growing down here. Some kind of mossy colored bush. Rocks. And then our little buddy here. I'm going to be doing him last, I think. I think we're going to work on this. I got a little spot of something there. Get rid of it. Green area here. We're going to do the green parts. We're going to leave the blue wherever the blue goes. I believe it was right around in here. We're going to leave that alone. And I'm going to try to get this stump to look like a stump, and then there's like land that pulls up here. So we're going to work on that. I'm going to get you down real low. One, because we have to look at these itty bitty teeny tiny trees that we have going on in here. And I'm going to kind of work on that. It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to try to keep you in both frames here so you can see what I'm trying to make with these lines. And I guess this little squiggle, which I assume are these treetops. So I'm going to go in with the first color, and if we, sorry, look at this. It's kind of a creamy green color in the background. So we're going to use cream. Could probably use ivory too. Let me see if we have. Yeah, the ivory might be even a better idea for a base coat. So we have a little spot here in this area and a little spot here. So we're going to go ahead and put that ivory in both of those spots. It'll change the color a bit from the page so we can figure out land and water. At least I'll be able to. And then our little land here. We have land here with our trees. That's a rock. That's a rock. That's either a rock or a stump. I don't know. We'll have to look at it a little closer, but we're going to put our ivory down in here. We'll put it on that thing too, because I don't know what it is. It kind of looks like it could be a stump of a tree or a very funny little rock. So you make up your mind what you want to color it as. But I'm going to take our lightest, or medium gray, how's that, and color in the rock areas a little bit. Just so I know which ones are rocks and which ones are land. And this is a rock. And we're still dividing ourselves up into what this is. So this is the top of it. And this is the side of it. And we'll make it a rock. I don't know. It's easier to make it a rock than a stump. That's for sure. Okay, we're going to take our other shade, our cream, and we're going to put it in here also. There's a brighter spot right in here, and then up here at the top is bright. And on here we have a brighter spot over here. And up there on the top. Here we have some light in this area. A little light there, and a tiny bit on that side, and then kind of in these areas up here on that land. Oh, yeah, and we have a like a hill that comes down here. Okay, that was just a little bit of the chromium green opaque. Now, we'll take this little land here. We have 1, 2, 3 tips of pine trees. So we're going to take a very sharp point on this. And we're going to wiggle it down, side to side, down to about here area. So we're just going to wiggle it, make it wider at the bottom. And kind of make a tree out of it. Okay. This one comes down a little cricketer, but nice and wide down there at the bottom too. And then this one. And I guess that's a teeny tiny one over here. Okay, we're not trying to make it exactly like a tree. We're just kind of mimicking a tree here. So put one there. We have a dark one in here. And then there's like fluffy stuff over here. We have a tree coming up here. There we go. Up in this, where it's gonna be even less noticeable, there's a tree about there, one about there, one about here, then like a big bush. Put a tree there, there, maybe one there, and then like a big bush. Maybe a tree down in here somewhere. Okay, we're going to take a bit of, what is this, earth green, and we're going to go in and make another little tree over here, bring it down a little. We're going to make this a tree. Okay, got a little forest going now. We're going to take a olive green yellowish, and we'll throw another little tree over here, maybe one here, one on this side. Okay, and we're going to grab, I don't know if this is the best color, but this is our light green, cadmium yellow, lemon. And we're just going to kind of go color over all those trees blur them together. Could probably put a few more up there and come down. We're going to bring in a little tiny bit of brown. Let's see. A nice little raw umber. We're going to put that down here at the base. A little beach. Okay, I think I need different color green. Permanent green olive. I'm also going to turn the book. Going to add just a few more. Just kind of move it around in the circle. And give us a bush type area down in here. Same up here. Okay, go back in with the darker color, chrome green opaque, and just darken up some of these areas in our bush that we're making up because they're not there. I'm just going to push it down a little darker in these areas. And then just lightly pull some of that color around. Take some earth green. What do we have now? I'll go back in with the cream. And if we want, we're going to pull in a little eraser and give us some little light areas down in here. As soon as I get my eraser to work, I need a little bit bigger area here. There we go. Okay, there's a little lighter area right in here. That I'm going to add. There's a little bit of a lightness coming up in here. We'll add that. Up here, we're going to add a lightness right there. Right over here. And a little bit up here. And a little over that side. Here, it's lighter down here. And pretty light in this area too. So we'll just lighten it up like that. And then we'll put a little bit more of the cream in it, just so it doesn't look like I just erased it, even though I just did. And wiggle it around with my finger and get that blended up a little bit better. And so far that's what we have. This compared to this, I mean, it doesn't look the same, but we're getting there. I'm going to bring in a gray. It's farther away. I don't know if I want that one. This one. Number 3. And we're just going to darken up some areas in here. Look a lot different when we get blue in there, and the sky that goes up here. So I'm going to take a little of the Posca and I'm going to get this line out, because our sky is kind of two-toned green going up into a very light blue, and this line here will show on either side of that. So we're going to just cover it up. Do a couple coats on that. Have to let that dry a little bit. I don't want it to look like a straight line, so I'm going to smear it a bit here and there, and then change the way I drew it. Instead of straight, it's going to go up and down. Change it around, so it will, when we go up into the sky here, I won't have a perfect little line there that I have to color over. I'm going to turn the book a little bit, and we're going to deepen up the bottom of these trees. So we have a tree here that I want to look more like a tree. We have one here that's going to look more like a tree. There's something here, but I'm not sure what it is. We're going to make it a tree. And this guy here. And this guy, we're going to make a tree. This guy is supposed to be a tree, so we're going to get it back to a tree. And then we'll add a couple just here and there. Get a different color. Then we're just going to pull up some lines from the ground here. Not exactly sure what the lines are, but they're tall grass. I'm not sure. There. Okay. Bring the eraser again, and we're just going to put little dots in here. It'll kind of resemble like rockery, something, gives it texture. Just going to go right up there and kind of bring some of that green up into our sky. It's okay if it gets in the water. I'm going to erase it out of there. Okay. Then we're going to take a little bit of that Posca again. We're going to pull it up here. Let that dry a little bit. Going to bring a little of this ivory up in here. A little bit of the cream. Not really dry there, so I got to be a little careful. And it comes up to about here. So we'll just keep bringing that color up. I'm going to let that dry a little bit more, but we just color over it lightly. And if you want, you can bring up another tree or something in there if it's not going. This tree's a little crooked the way you want. So we'll just bring that tree right up alongside that white. And we'll put a little one right in here. And that one there. Bring in another color, put in a few more trees. There we go. And our light yellow going up looks a little nicer. Then we're going to get out a very light blue. Our light blue is going to be the light cobalt turquoise. And I have a little light sky up here. I'm just going to very, very lightly the tip of the pencil has got these little sharp edges. I'm just going to push it down so I have a flat edge there. I'm going to use that flat edge to put in a softer line here. Just barely touch that paper so it'll pick up the tooth. But you don't want to put any pressure on it. Put the blue down into the cream. I got it a little dark there, so we're going to bring in a little of the ivory. This one's better. Just blending those two. Back in with the cream. I'm going to take my big eraser here. It's called a sumo grip. And I'm going to pull some of this blue out. I'm just going to run it across their light. Notice there's not even eraser coming up too much. I just want to lighten that blue. Get it to match the other side. There we go. So I'm just very lightly pressing on it. It takes up enough color, but it does not going to erase much. Okay. Go back in with the cream a little bit. we're going to take some of this blue. We're going to put it down here in our water. Were you seeing any of that? Oh gosh, I am so sorry. I will have to watch that and see if you did. I'm getting so bad at this. Trying to get the picture colored. And we know that's a tree, so just going to lightly put that in. This one turned yellow or more turquoise for some reason, but that's a shadow, so I'm going to be putting in a darker color there. Just a nice light blue. This is our only water piece, so okay, we're going to grab a little bit of dark indigo. Put it in our area here that got too light. And this reflects down. Okay, and then another color blue. What are you? Sky blue. Wonder how that'll work. Yep, we'll throw a little tiny bit of that up here too. Just on the edge up here. Okay. All it does is reflect down there. It doesn't even show any green, so just make sure our water looks blue. A little more of that sky blue. Then we're going to throw some white, and that's Prisma white in here, just for some ripples or whatever you want to call it. There we go. Okay. Water, trees in the background. 35 minutes. Okay. We're going to take a little Caran d'Ache blender here. Make sure it's clean. And we're just going to work this sky a little bit with that blender. Just go all the way top to bottom. And blend those two colors together. give you a nicer look. And we go over our little Posca lines too. You can pull some of that tree color up if you like. Okay. Just make sure that's all blended. And break the stick. It's okay. Makes it easier for me to use. I've been using this one for a very long time, wondering when it was going to break, so pretty happy it did. And again, if you don't like the coloration there, just bring in the little eraser and pull some of it out. Let's just make sure we don't have any color there. Just lightly pull some of that out of there. Just a little bit. There we go. That'll work for me. We have a little greenery, greenery here. So we have some trees. I'm just going to turn it around. We have the two trees that are these 2 points. So they go all the way down to here. So we're just going to put in their shape. Small up here. The color I'm using here is the Chrome Green Opaque. And then bring it down. Then it goes, I think, behind this hill. Something like that. Alright, we have the other one. It's a little lighter, so we'll get a lighter pencil. This one is the earth green. And we'll put that one in. And it goes all the way down also. Okay. Then we have some shadow trees back here. On this area here, we have a bush. The bush is shaped kind of like that. Then you just have greens in here. I'm going to put a little of the green opaque in the shadows. And here, under our bush. And over here where the hill comes down. Then everything else is, I guess there's a bush here. Green. So we're just gonna shade it in. What do we have? Olive green, yellowish. Just little squiggles using the point of your pencil. Make your bushes a little bushier. Then all that is grass. Shape to those trees and grass. Grass is going to be lighter, so we have our cream coming in. We'll go in with the earth green. and whatever green you are. Permanent green olive. Gonna throw a little grass in here, or lines to represent some kind of foliage. Gonna take our Posca again and get rid of this line. Then we're going to throw grass in there and pull it up. I don't know how far away this is. I know this one's farther away. I'm going to throw a little bit of a warm gray in here, shadow area. Okay, the lightest green. There. Okay, this area here seems to be a green area also, so this is grass. And this area here, so we're going to throw some green in here. All of this. Is grass. Okay, and we're just going to pull grass up in here. So the colors that we've used with everything else are greens, and we're going to start off with our, I don't know, earth green here. I'm going to pull some grass up here. We'll pull up some chrome green opaque. Pull it right up over our rock or whatever that is. some of the, I have a big chip on my fingernail, sorry about that, olive green yellowish. That's a rock here, we don't want to go too much over that. Okay, I'm going to throw some of that in here. These are bigger blades of grass. Come up the tree. Okay, go back with the chrome green opaque. Permanent green olive. Bring in some of that bright green. What is this? Cadmium yellow lemon. It's lighter up here at the top, darker in here. So we'll bring in some more of the olive green yellowish. I'm going to pull in some gray. This is warm gray 4. And we're going to put some in there too. Shadow that rock in a little bit. And squish that around a little bit. Okay, we are going to take a little bit of our white from the poly set, and we're just going to bring in a couple of lines here, pull some out. You can barely see it, but it's there. One that'll help blend it all in. It just changes that green a tiny bit in some spots. Okay, then we're going to take our gray again. Start with number 3. And because this is a rock, there's a shadow under here, so we want to make sure all this grass here, especially in this little nook, has got a little shadow here. Then we take a little bit of the darker gray. It's hiding from me now. Number 4, we're just going to darken it a little bit more in this crevice. Tiny bit of black right in here. Pull the black up on a few blades just at the bottom. Up here, tiny little ones. Let's just darken up our shadows up here. And there we go. That's our little spot for today. So that's that side. This is our side. I'll lift that up a little bit for you. I'll also take a picture at the end of the video and leave it there for you to look at. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you have any questions on anything I've done, leave it down in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next part. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye now.